This is SaaS Therapy.
Welcome to SaaS Therapy Short. This is Casey Trujillo. This is where we do a quick 5-minute recap of one of the episodes that we had in SaaS Therapy. And today's guest was Lincoln Murphy. And if you'll just go on to his LinkedIn, you will see that he has this awesome banner that says, "See how we unlocked 1.6 million in ARR in 90 days from existing customers." This man is a genius in helping you understand the way to approach your customers to get those precious upsells that are kind of needed in today's climate. I'm going to give you one best practice that Lincoln shared with me, and it's going to sound familiar but different. So obviously one of the things that we always talk about, if you're in CS at all, you've heard leadership say, hey, the most important thing is when we had the handoff from sales over to customer success. Now, oftentimes, as customer success, we want to know from our account executive, okay, why did they buy? What are the KPIs? What are their goals? And let's be honest, when that transfer happens, it's not always what we want, right? The customers that we sometimes get aren't the customers that we're actually looking for. Now, here's the gem that Lincoln dropped. It doesn't matter why the customer bought. You know the 3 or 4 use cases of why someone does buy as customer success. Now, there might be ones that are great fits for what you do, and others, not the greatest. But the thing that Lincoln said that was so impactful to me is he said, okay, outline the success that they're going to have in whatever outcome they chose, whatever business outcome they bought your software for. But here's what he said. Okay, I'm talking to my customer. I'm asking why they bought. They say they bought for this reason. It might not be the reason that I was hoping for, but here's what he said. He said, okay, it looks like we're buying for this reason. Fantastic. Okay, so as we go along this journey, as we go along this process, we're going to get to the point where you have 100 e-signatures, if that's your product, right? A signature tool. Or you're going to get to where you have 600 leads, right? If you're a CRM tool or something like that. But the point that he's making is help map out that when you get to a certain point, this is when you're going to want to then purchase X. I thought this was so good. So he's saying, okay, so we're going to get you started, and let's pretend you're DocuSign. Okay, that's an e-signature tool, right? Okay, once we get to 1,000 e-signatures, the next thing that will make sense for you is you'll now want to move into our automated reporting. And the reason why automated reporting makes sense at 1,000 signatures is because of X, Y, and Z. So the beautiful thing is, yes, we would love to get our account executives on board with this, selling the right way. But as a customer success, what do I have in control of? I have in control of playing the playbook that I have in front of me. And so no matter what use case it is, help the customer understand that when you get to a certain point in your journey, this is when we're going to want to explore X, Y, and Z upsell. It just makes sense, but you're starting it from the beginning. I thought that was genius. He's saying, hey, you don't need to do this now, but I want to put this as a back burner. When you get to this point, this is when it's going to make sense to do this. So I just want to walk through our journey, our roadmap. And when we get to this point, this is when I'm going to come back to you and say, hey, it's probably going to make sense for us to explore that. But right now, we shouldn't explore it at all. I love that takeaway. I love him setting the proper expectations, and it's helping set a milestone for the next thing that they should be doing on their journey. Go take a listen to Lincoln Murphy. He does a fantastic job in helping you understand how you can do a better job of upselling. I shouldn't say the word upsell. I hate that word. Of helping the customer understand this is the next thing you're going to want to add into our product because it's going to accelerate your outcomes. That's actually what upselling is helping the customer understand you've reached this outcome, you want to get more, this is how we're going to go do it. That's this episode of SaaS Therapy Short. Again, join us with Lincoln Murphy as we discuss this in more detail. Find him online, request his free white paper that he has. You won't be sorry that you did that. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for this SaaS Therapy Short.
SaaS Therapy is brought to you by Brainstorm, the SaaS platform for SaaS adoption. Learn more at brainstorminc.com.